Hey guys, welcome. We are Justin and Steph, and we are wedding filmmakers. We have been in the business for over 10 years, and we often get a lot of questions asking us about how we balance work life and family life and editing tips and all of the stuff. So we figured, why not sit down? We'll have our afternoon coffee that we always have, and we'll do a little Q&A. So just to give you a little recap, I hope your week is going good, but this week is a big one for us. We actually have 3 weddings for Tonemedia, so it's very busy. We're doing lots of prep this week, and we're really excited about it. One of the weddings is actually for one of the wedding photographers we work with a lot, and she's a friend of ours, so we're actually shooting her wedding.
Morgan and Ken, we're so excited to shoot your wedding. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, so that's super fun. Also a little stressful just to make sure, we get everything for her, but we're really excited. So let's dive into our Q&A, shall we?
So first question is, how do you balance running a business and raising 3 kids?
It's not easy. It's really hard. But I will say one thing we implemented this year is doing our Sunday night meetings. Mm-hmm. So as soon as the kids go to bed, it's kind of like a non-negotiable for us where we sit down and we go over our week and we go over our to-do list, mm-hmm. and we just go over our calendar, anything that we have going on in the week, and just trying to touch base so we know who's doing what. Mm-hmm. There's no question as did you do that? Did I do that? Yeah. I feel like it just takes away a lot of the stress and any potential fights that could happen because we know who is doing what.
Oh yeah, so. Before we even had the meetings, for me, I'm big with lists. If I don't have a list of things that I need to get done, things won't get done. So Steph is actually she's the super organized one. I'm more the free spirited one. So she really when we were at the beginning of the year, we need to do this meeting, and it's been a game changer for us. It really has been, and so much more productive. We know what we need to do. And with 3 kids, it's how do you manage all that time if you don't have a to-do list?
Yeah. And so I think that's really the biggest thing is we're able to balance it because when it's your work time, you have focused work time. Mm-hmm. And when I do, it's mine. And when either of us are watching the kids, because to be honest, we don't have a lot of childcare. No, the kids go to school part-time a little bit. We have the little one with us home full-time. So it's a lot of juggling of mm-hmm. okay, now it's your work time, I'll focus on the kids. And I feel that just helps your mindset of just being okay, I got my work time in, and now I'm gonna focus on the kids and be with them and be present and do house stuff and all of that. So
that actually leads into our next question, which is, what does a typical work day look like for us? And going back to our whole meetings thing, and that kind of helped us organize what a typical work day looks like. So
yeah, so I think every day looks a little bit different for us. Mm-hmm. We each typically like to delegate one morning out of the week where we are actually working outside of the house at a coffee shop. So it's something also new we implemented this year. And it has been just it's been so great for us because we work from home, we're home all the time. Feel even if you go in the office or whatever, you still hear the kids, you still hear things, and it's easy to get pulled into something.
It's fun because we literally finished our basement so we can have a workspace, and literally you can hear every little scream, every little cry in the basement. So getting to the coffee shop for a couple hours a day when we alternate is it is a game changer for us, and we're able to sort of focus on that. But that's another thing that again, we implemented for this year, and it's we went so many years where we're just doing, we didn't really know who was doing what. So to have that is has been big for us.
Yeah. So sure. we have that during the week. We have 3 kids. Our older 2 go to school just part-time, just in the morning. And then we have our little one home with us full-time. So it is a lot of juggling. We don't do a ton of, I guess after school activities and stuff because our kids are really young yet, but we just try to make our home an environment where we have everything here. We have a great backyard now that's getting nice out. Mm-hmm. We have toys and we have lots of activities, and so one of us is basically with the kids a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. Or when I'm watching them, I try to help them. Try to have them help me with things around the house, folding laundry and emptying dishwasher and prepping dinner and all that kind of stuff. Yes. Just bringing them into real world life things and teaching them. So
yes, again, it's a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of hand holding at this point in this like stage of our lives. So we'll get through it. So next question is, do you work at night when the kids go to bed?
So this has been different in every season, but currently, no. It's actually something that is also new. I feel like we have so many new changes this year, but it's been really good. But it's something that we're just trying to like really stay focused of like doing all of our work stuff during the day and trying to balance it out as much as we can to get we both get done what we need to. And then really keeping the nights focused as terms of like spending time together or doing something personal like, you know, reading or, you know, watching a show together or just doing something to fill up our own cup. I think that it's been so helpful because otherwise you just feel like you're working all the time. But I will say that like there was many seasons before this where I felt like honestly we had to work at night. And sometimes I feel like when you are growing your business, you have to. And honestly, when you truly enjoy doing what you do, like I do, it doesn't feel like work. Like sometimes I want to work at night, but I really try to get myself not to because it is good for you not to just like work all the time.
Yeah, and when you're working your 9 to 5 and you have sort of a side hustle and you're like building towards that, you know, dream of leaving your full-time job to work on your business, it's like you'll spend literally hours upon hours, like 90-hour weeks, just so you can get to that goal. And thankfully, we were able to do that over 10 years of work, but now we're in a different season of our lives where, with the kids here, it's tougher to like, you know, manage time and all that. So nighttime for us is like when the kids go to bed, like we like to do, like watch our show. We watch The Pit, which is an amazing show. You guys check it out. But it's a little bit different now.
Yeah.
Okay, so next topic is actually our wedding season workflow. So this is actually a question that I can answer, but what is our system for backing up, offloading, and starting edits? So this year, we actually, again, did something new. I guess 2025 is like our new thing. But so we implemented something called a NAS, which is a network attached storage. And I'm not going to get super technical with it, but it's sort of something that's been in the back of my mind for a couple of years, like as far as backing up our footage. So we take all our footage and we back it up to this NAS. And we actually have two other backup solutions, which is hard drive and then also Dropbox. So at all times, we have 3 backups, and I think this year we're so happy we did it because a couple years where we only had 2, we're like, okay, we need to have 3 because you don't want to mess around with like your couple's footages. So we're definitely like happy we have this like new solution in place. Next question is actually for you, Steph. How do you choose music for highlight films?
Me?
That's probably the hardest thing you could possibly do is pick music for a film.
Yeah, I know. That's a really good question. So I will say like there's kind of like a lot of ways that we do it, but one of the ways is we do send a final questionnaire to our couples that has questions in it related to music. So it's not necessarily related to wedding music, but we like to see what their style of music is, what they like, what they don't like style, you know. So it's like, you know, what are your favorite songs? What songs do you not like? Like, I want to know, like, are they more like country vibe? Like, I just actually reviewed a questionnaire the other day, and they love country, you know what I mean? Which we don't maybe typically get, but like, that's so great to know because Musicbed has like just been getting better and better, and that is just like, that is our go-to for selecting music. I mean, the quality is just great. They just always are coming out with like new songs. And, you know, now with like their new AI feature, you could actually search for similar songs. They'll find you like similar ones within, you know, what the library that they have. And, you know, you can categorize it and all of that kind of stuff. So it's really helpful. And
actually one thing that we do when we do have the time is we spend one day a month, couple hours out of that day, and we literally we fill 3 folders. We have a folder called emotional and cinematic. We have a folder called uplifting and sentimental, and a third one called upbeat and celebratory. So we'll spend a couple hours just going through the category or going through the catalog and just pulling those songs that we know would work for a film. And that saves a tremendous amount of time. When we do have the time in the month to do it, when we do it, it's definitely a pro tip. Yeah,
so what I usually do is I'll go to songs, and then where you like filter, I'll go to recently added. And then this way, by doing it once a month, you're not like overloaded with so much, but you are like, there are usually a good amount. Sometimes there's more and sometimes there's less depending on like the style that you want. But really by categorizing it like that, it's a little bit easier to pick the songs because we know, if we want something a little bit more like upbeat, but, has that like, piano and stuff, like maybe we're picking from like that, like more like uplifting folder, you know what I mean? Or if we want like, songs for like the end of the video, we're choosing like for dance, like we're choosing, we can go to that folder and it has like a lot of the stuff. So you can do that by just making playlists within Musicbed. And so that has been really super helpful. And, we don't always go to that. Like there are a lot of times where we have to like go handpick it, again, but that is a great starting point for us.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say is on the wedding day, you kind of just know what kind of music you're going to be using for the film. Like you just know the vibe, you know the couple, and you know the party at the end of the day during reception. Like, is this a big party or is this more like romantic and cinematic? Yeah. So you definitely get that feeling when you're there. Okay, another one for you, Steph. What part of the workflow has saved you the most time?
Well, we have been using Asana for a couple of years, and I feel like how we are implementing it this year, it is saving us a ton of time. We did a couple of videos talking about this.
What is Asana?
Asana is basically, I guess, how do you describe it? It's like a task, like list, like manager workflow, like setting up systems for your business. And so basically what we do is we put every wedding project in there, and everything that you do within a project that we have, like within each project, like from just making a timeline all the way to like delivering the film, like every single task literally is in there for every project. It is assigned to whoever usually does that. So, if it's like backing up footage, like that's Justin. Like if it's doing the timeline, like that's me, I'm assigned to it. And so like literally it spells out everything that we're doing. We even have like a board for like all of our due dates, so we can manage like how many highlights we have to get out or what edits are due each month. And so like that's so nice to just see an overview of that. So we make sure that like not only are we on time, but we're actually like delivering films like ahead of time, because that is like really key for us. And so it's just been game changer because now like, we have so much going on. Like we have a lot of different businesses we are running, and with 3 kids and schedules and all of this, like I can't, think about like, did we email this person? Did you back up that footage? Did you do this? Like, did I do the timeline? It is literally all there spelled out exactly what we need to do. And so it's really helped our Sunday meetings because we don't have to like come up with our schedule. Like it's basically defined for us.
Yeah.
So.
And that goes back to the whole like list for me, like Asana, like when Steph was setting up for this year, it took a couple weeks to kind of just get it ready for the rest of the year. So like you spend a week or two on Asana, and it's like for the rest of the year, like we kind of have our defined roles and our defined tasks. So it's been so helpful for me. And again, like I'm not the organized one. She's the organized one. So like I would not be able to do this business without her. So,
and I wouldn't be able to do it without you because you do all the tech stuff, and I am like not a tech girly, but that is you.
Yes, she doesn't know all the tech stuff. But flying a drone, like that's a whole other thing. So next topic is business insights. So we'll get right into that. So what advice would you give someone trying to scale if they're feeling burnt out?
I feel like outsourcing. I feel like it's something that when you're starting your business, it is your baby. You do not want to let go of anything. You feel like no one else can do it better than you can. And that was us. Like, I still feel like that is part of my like personality a lot of the times. Like it's hard to let go.
Perfectionist.
But yeah. And outsourcing is truly the only way that you can like avoid that burnout and just like be able to truly grow your business. And so it's like, it kind of seems counterintuitive sometimes because it's like, no, I'm trying to like grow my business. I want to make more money, but wait, now I need to like pay money to someone to go do something. Like, how is that helping
how's that
me?
helping, right?
Well, it does, because now you don't have to work in your business. You can work on your business, and you can work on doing other things to grow it. So, when you have things like, it's like the same task you're doing, or you have systems like that someone can do it. I mean, for a while, like when we were starting our business and working like a lot of weddings, we had a VA, and that was like helpful for like a season in our life. I think a lot of people go to like outsourcing editing, and we're like one of those people where we love like editing. So we have an editor that helps us with some of our films, but what's something new and exciting this year is that we actually started offering editing services through another business where we're helping wedding filmmakers edit highlight films, and it has been going great, and we like truly love it. In a lot of ways, it's like funny because it's like it's actually easier to edit someone else's film than yours because you're not like so tied to it. And I think that that's why outsourcing editing for like highlight films actually works so well, you know?
Definitely. I love all that. I have nothing to add. That was perfect. Okay, next question. What touch points make the biggest difference with our couples?
I would say we have multiple touch points, to be honest with you. I think that the multiple touch points throughout the wedding process truly make the difference. I mean, we have a whole workflow within 17 Hats, which is like the client management system we use to then again, where everything is like systemized and, you know, helping us like stay organized with all of those communications and just like touching base throughout the process. So like our couples don't feel like, you know, they booked us and then the next time they like talk to us or see us is like on the wedding day, you know? We want a little bit more of a personalized experience and, you know, things just like touching base about like, hey, here's our like, you know, our preferred vendor list and, you know, here's your checklist of like, you know, what needs to be done before the wedding, like for us.
There's like a fun thing we offer called the Tone Phone, which is sort of like a video phone. Like you've seen the phones at the weddings with audio. We offer one with video. So it's like we're just trying to, you know, add any kind of like, what do they call it?
Like touch points.
Yeah, that's just touch points. Like you're just trying to add value is what I was trying to say. It's like you want to be the favorite vendor at the end of the day. I say it's not a competition, but at the end of the day, it kind of is. Like you want to be the vendor that like the couple loves and like they have to recommend you.
I mean, listen, I feel like for a videographer, it's always a little bit harder because we don't get to do like the engagement sessions and, you know, a lot of the things that the photographers get to do to like really build that relationship. It's a little bit harder for us. Like we do book the couple and like most likely the next time that we actually see them will be their wedding or their first time. And so I feel like by having these communications throughout the process help to kind of like to break through that a little bit. And so
I'd say the one thing that we're working on is doing more Zoom calls and more FaceTime calls. Because like at the end of the day, like if we do a timeline call as a FaceTime, it's like, we're having an interaction that's more personal. But so touch points, multiple ones, that works for us.
Yep.
The next question. Do we send gifts to couples?
So yes and no.
I
kind of feel like it's a hard question. So we've gone through seasons where we have done gifts and then we've gone through seasons where we haven't, not intentionally, just because like things just got busy, honestly. Like we couldn't spend the time to like put it together. But I think it is a nice touch to do. I don't think it's anything that has to be like too expensive or like over the top. I think just thoughtful gifts, honestly, even just like handwritten notes, just to say like, hey, we're so excited, like you booked us, we can't wait to film your wedding, and just like little personal touches like that. I think that makes like such a big difference. And you know, I mean, I feel like sometimes you can go over the top with these big gifts, and like we have in the past, and you know, you might not hear from couples, like it might be like crickets, and sometimes it feels like a little offensive because you're like, wait, like you know, and it doesn't mean that they're not thankful for it. They're just like, you know, they got it and they're happy, but they just didn't think to like email you. You know, they might have a lot of stuff going on. And so, you know, it's kind of one of those things where you don't want to like work yourself up because it's like you have to remember you are giving because you want to give. You're not looking for anything in return, right? And so that's something that I feel like you have to remind yourself.
Right. And people love gifts. So like when we do send them, I mean, we're staying in their minds on the wedding day, so that's kind of All right, so now we're gonna get to fun stuff. So we have some fun and personal questions. The first one is, what is one chaotic moment on a wedding day that you can remember? And I can remember one right off the bat is we shot our friend Steph and Tim's wedding. We've known them since high school, and we didn't know Tim does not like being in front of a lot of people after all the years we knew him. So we're halfway through the ceremony and we're getting ready to do the vows, and he just faints, like straight up faints. And we didn't know what to do. We were like literally looking at each other like, what do we do? Like for me, like I literally stood there and I literally did not know what to do. But photographer Joe D'Antone, shout out Joe D'Antone, ran up, got the water, and he was fine.
Yeah,
But
he's fine. They like sat him in the chair for like
they
the rest
sat
of the
him in
ceremony.
the chair
It
for
was
the
kind
rest
of
of the
funny.
ceremony, which was funny. Like I think
Yeah.
the quote was,
Yeah.
Steph knocked him off his feet, and that was kind of like the meme for that wedding. But anyway.
Yeah. And he was fine. Like nothing was wrong. It was just kind of like an anxiety type of thing. I think it wasn't like super hot that day or anything because I think it was like fall. But
Yeah. I've been looking
yeah.
for the clip to post it so it can go viral, but I cannot find it, and we're missing out on an opportunity. But it's okay.
No. Okay, next one.
Okay, so next question is, what is your favorite wedding venue? And as you know, we're in New Jersey, and there is a lot of wedding venues in our tri-state area between Philly and New York. But there's one in New Jersey we actually really like.
Yeah. I feel like the one in New Jersey we really like. Well, I mean, I feel like there's like a couple. It's like a little hard, but we really like shooting at Cross Keys Estate.
Yeah.
We have been shooting there probably since we started shooting wedding 10 years ago, and it has truly transformed that venue. I mean, we were shooting when it was truly just a tent, like wedding. Like it was just a tent. It was like these porta potty bathrooms. Like, I mean, it was beautiful. Like the grounds were beautiful, like ceremony space, like literally everything. And there was nothing wrong with that. But the way that they have transformed their space now, I mean, they have built upon it. They built this amazing reception space, cocktail hour, just so many things. They have like in-house floral now. And I think the thing that we also like love most about it, not just like the beauty and the like the area and everything, it's the people who work there and that it's a family-owned business. Like it's the parents, it's, you know, Jessica and her husband. And I think that like that really, you know, resonates with us because we are like a husband and wife team. We're a family too. And we kind of just see like the value in that and the connection. And
but yeah, Cross Keys, it's one of our favorites, and you know, we've probably filmed there the most of any of the venues, but we really do love it.
yeah.
So last question, what is your go-to, I didn't ask you this before, but what is your go-to wedding day snack? I'll go first. So
Okay, go ahead.
I need to drink Red Bull every single wedding, and I know it's not good for me. I do the sugar-free one, but I like, for some reason at the middle of the wedding day, I'm like craving a Red Bull, like just to give me energy, and I chug it so fast and it keeps me going. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I feel like it's like either between my protein bars or my applesauce. I feel like I love the like applesauce pouches. I like literally put it in my shoot sack, and it just gives me like just some like sugar, some energy. I feel like I'm eating something like fruit. It's like a little bit like healthy and just giving me like some energy. But the protein bars are definitely like my go-to because then most of the time we're like running around. We might not get time to like eat and stuff like that. And so just trying to like, you know, be semi-healthy at least.
The last thing I'll say is if I'm allowed to, I'll get some shrimp during cocktail hour, and that's kind of like my go-to snack or meal if I'm allowed.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you so much for tuning into this questionnaire. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this question and answer. We love doing it, and we love getting questions and talking about weddings and family stuff. And
yeah. So if you have any questions for us, be sure to comment below, let us know, and we can answer them in our next Q&A, and we would love to.
But before we go, you need to put in the comments what was your most chaotic wedding memory.
Yeah, I want to hear the stories.
I need to hear your story. So looking forward to reading that.
All right. See you in the next one.